Establishment Republicans, beware. If you think you can keep doing what you've been doing, which, by the way, is nothing, and keep your seats, keep drinking or smoking whatever your favorite lobbyist is procuring for you, and your insignificant, irrelevant, inconsequential, not worth a rap vote. This week, non-establishment candidate Judge Roy Moore won the U.S. Alabama Republican senatorial primary runoff in spite of Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell's PAC giving Moore's establishment opponent, sitting United States Senator Luther Strange, $9 million. Now think about it. Roy Moore, with virtually no money, wins, even though the president, at Mitch McConnell's request, supports the sitting senator. Now that move makes sense, given he needs Big Luther, who's sitting till December, for his health care and tax reform vote. So why did Moore win? Why? Because the base decided that Moore has Donald Trump's back and Luther has McConnell's back. Because Moore is more like Trump. This was an anti-McConnell referendum. Moore's a horseback riding cowboy who knows how to handle a weapon, a constitutional Christian conservative who twice chose to lose his job rather than compromise his principles, the kind of man who simply cannot be bought. And for decades, the establishment has been giving it to the American people. Last week, Alabama Republicans gave a big one back to the establishment, and it portends yet another upcoming insurrection, not only in the next race between Judge Moore and his Democratic challenger this December, but in the 2018 midterm elections. Strap in, folks. It's gonna be a bumpy ride. Now, Mitch, we gave you establishment bozos, the House and the Senate, along with the Oval, and you're still unable to repeal Obamacare, even the skinny repeal. Some of you double-talking deceivers voted for repeal, knowing full well that while Obama was president, the bill would go nowhere. Some actually campaigned on it, and as soon as we had a president willing to sign the repeal, you don't vote for it. You lying, thieving slugs. Slugs. And you take a salary and a pension for this? And now tax reform. What makes me think it's not going to happen? You think we didn't like Barack Obama? Huh. All of you are so entrenched, you'll do anything for your own short-term political survival. The old one hand washes the other, irrespective of party, irrespective of fundamental beliefs. We are so sick and tired of all of you, especially those of you who come into Congress of modest means and then leave multimillionaires. And you Senate slugs sit there with 200 bills passed by the House, 200, and you haven't passed one. What the hell do you do all day? There is no way that you Senate Republicans can agree on even one of those 200 bills. You're either too busy drinking or smoking, or you hate our outsider president, the one that we brought in to drain your swamp so much that you're willing to let the Democrats win in 2018. But I got news for you. The American people, like those in Alabama, are ready for you. And it's not about money. It didn't take money for Judge Roy Moore to win. It was all about the new populist movement in America. So bring it on, Mitch. Bring on 2018. And Dean Heller of Nevada, Jeff Flake of Arizona, we are gunning for your seats. And this spring, You're going to see a slate of insurgent primary candidates before the congressional general election cut through the establishment McConnell candidates like a sieve through grass. And it won't be about money. It will be about people like those in my audience. And I'll put my audience up against your cash any day of the week. So, Mitch, unless you can ride like Roy and shoot like a cowboy, you and your establishment lazy, blood-sucking, money-hungry croners who do nothing for the hard-working, forgotten men and women of America are in for the ride of your lives. Be careful you don't get thrown. And that's my open. Tell me what you think on my Facebook page, Twitter, and Instagram, hashtag Judge Jeanine. All right, Jason. What's the difference?
You're fired up. That's good.
I'm always fired up. You know that. You know what? I'm not just fired up. People of Alabama.
On air and off.
The people of Alabama are fired up, and I'm telling you, the American people are fired up. Republicans are fired up. They have every reason to be fired up. Mitch McConnell and all Republican or Republican majority Senate, and forget about Roy Moore and this other stuff and Big Luther and all that hogwash. The truth is, 200 bills, they can't pass one. You were in Congress. What do they do all day?
I honestly can't tell you. And the number is actually close to 300 now that the House has passed out that are sitting in the Senate. Yeah, it's ridiculous. The thing I think that drives me crazy, and I know it does members in Congress and it does the American public, is when they don't vote. I mean, remember, the first vote on this health care bill was just a procedural vote.
Right.
It was not on final passage. It was, should we or should we not debate this? And I don't know how Rand Paul and Susan Collins and these others say, well, look, we don't want to debate it, and we don't want any amendments to come up. And how John McCain says, no, we shouldn't do that. If you get past that hurdle, then you can offer amendments, then you can vote on those amendments, and if it ultimately fails, it fails. But you don't even get to that point. That's what's disgusting.
Why do they even call themselves Republican if they're not willing to vote on a procedural vote and get a bill out on the floor? I mean, they shouldn't be Republicans. But you know what? Let's talk about tax. Go ahead.
Well, under reconciliation, you only have to get to 50. So you're right. If you can just get Republicans to vote Republican, then you can actually have these debates on the floor of the Senate, the most deliberative body on the face of the planet that doesn't seem to debate anything.
Well, get this. The American people get it now. We are so disgusted, so disgusted. I mean, these people shouldn't be able to take a check any more than someone who's working in a job anywhere who doesn't produce isn't able to get a check. But you know what? I'm not even going to go into the fact that we're nowhere near the wall. I don't know what's going to happen with tax reform, but you're not there anymore, okay? You don't need these guys anymore. I want to know one thing, and I want to know this for my audience, for the Jeanine audience. I'll call them the Jeanine audience, okay? I'm a prosecutor. I was a judge. I did this for 30 years. I know how to put a case together and all that stuff. Barack Obama and his administration did things that if we did, we'd all be in jail right now. Now the Republicans are in power, and I am not suggesting the party has anything to do with it. But when we see blatant obstruction of justice, like we have seen in the Obama administration, example, when you've got Eric Holder committing perjury and being held in contempt, you were head of government oversight and reform, correct? You guys held him in contempt, yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay? Why is he not being charged with a crime?
I can tell you that while I was in Congress and the chairman of the Oversight Committee, I did go over and visit with Attorney General Sessions, and it was one of the most frustrating discussions I had, because whether it was the IRS, Fast and Furious, the email scandal that we went through, I did not see the Attorney General willing to just let Lady Justice administer justice and follow through. I understood maybe the last 6 months of the Obama administration.
I don't have that much time. You spoke with Sessions on IRS Fast and Furious. Did he give you a reason? Did he say he's presenting anything to a grand jury?
No.
Yes or no?
No, he's basically let me know that he wasn't going to pursue
that he's not presenting
anything
okay.
on the
so
major
IRS,
cases.
Okay, IRS on the major cases. Are we talking about Hillary Clinton? Because I haven't even gotten to her yet. He told
the
you
email scandal with Hillary Clinton. We had Brian Pagliano. We had the Brian Pagliano. I issued a subpoena to appear before the committee. He said no. He didn't even show up. We issued another subpoena. The U.S. Marshals served it. And, in my world, and if your court, I guarantee you that a subpoena is not an optional activity. We wanted the Attorney General to prosecute him, and he said no.
Let me see if I understand.
He issued a letter and said, I will not do it.
Okay, he told you he will not do it with Brian Pagliano, that he's not going forward on the Clinton email, Clinton Foundation, IRS, and Eric Holder Fast and Furious. No grand jury, no prosecution. Yes or no? No. He said no.
He did not specifically said he wasn't going to do that but have you seen anything yet?
No,
we're
that's
at the
not
end
what
of
I'm asking
September
you.
here,
Don't
and I
ask
haven't
me.
seen
I'm
one.
asking you, Jason.
He told me no, he would not prosecute on Brian Pagliano in the email case. They're still trying to look at the Fast and Furious, and they have done nothing on the IRS case.
Fast and Furious, the statute of limitations is going to run. I got to go. Jason Chaffetz, I'm frustrated. Thank you.